Thank you very much, Mr. President. Mr. President, at this juncture, I move that we resume consideration of Committee Report number 514 pertaining to the privileged speech of Senator Risa Ontiveros on human trafficking. I so move, Mr. President.
Any objection? Hearing none, motion is approved.
Mr. President, the status of the measure is that we are in the report resumption of the committee report. But before we continue with the interpellation, Mr. President, and recognize the sponsor and the interpellators, may I move that we recognize the distinguished gentleman from Valenzuela, Senator Win Gatchalian, to give his co-sponsorship speech on Committee Report number 514. So move, Mr. President.
Any objection? Hearing none, motion is approved. The Honorable Gatchalian is recognized to deliver his co-sponsorship speech. You may proceed, sir.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, Majority Leader. Mr. President, I rise today to co-sponsor the committee report on the privileged speech delivered by Senator Risa Ontiveros regarding human trafficking and the rampant proliferation of offshore gaming operations in the country. First and foremost, I extend my deepest appreciation to the Committee on Women, Children, Family Relations, and Gender Equality under the steadfast leadership of Senator Hontiveros for its unwavering commitment to justice and accountability. Mr. President, I have been directly involved in uncovering the full extent of these illegal POGO operations, not only through Senate hearings, but also by being on the ground and exposing the systemic failures of our institutions. Isa na nga rito ang pagkakasangkot ni dating Bamban Mayor Alice Guo. Sabi nga niya, hindi ko na po maalala, Your Honor, pero tayo, naalala natin kung paano niya pinaglaruan ang ating mga batas. We personally visited the raided Zunyu 1 facility at Baofu compound in Bamban, where Alice Guo deep ties to the POGO operations were exposed. There, we discovered the company's electric bill addressed to her. We also uncovered the letter of no objection from the Banban Sangguniang Bayan for the application of Hongsheng Gaming Technology, another raided POGO in the same compound, which she herself applied for even before becoming mayor. We also received information from law enforcers that there was a luxury vehicle inside the compound registered under her name. And if that wasn't alarming enough, we came face to face with a Taiwanese fugitive, an employee of Zunyu 1. This was not mere coincidence. This was part of a larger, well-entrenched criminal network that has operated with impunity for far too long. Further investigations revealed a deeply alarming pattern. The same modus operandi stretched from Banban to Tarlac, Bamban to Porac, lavish compounds, hidden facilities, and other undeniable evidence that these operations were interconnected. The raid in Porac didn't just confirm our suspicion. It revealed IDs of workers employed by Hongsheng, proving a direct link between these syndicates. More than that, we uncovered a crucial connection. Alice Guo's brother, Wesley Guo, had a close association with Cassandra Ong, who held key positions in Whirlwind Corporation and Lucky South 99 in Porac, both heavily entrenched in POGO-related activities. This tangled web of fraud reveals the extent to which criminality has been enabled by weak regulatory oversight. Mr. President, our fight against these syndicates has been relentless. Noong 2023, nasaksihan din natin mismo ang mga lugar kung saan naganap ang mga karahasan at mga panloloko. In June 26, raid on the premises of Sinchuang Network Technology Incorporated in Las Piñas City led to the rescue of more than 2,700 individuals victimized by human trafficking and online scams. A separate raid in early May at a POGO hub in Clark Sun Valley in Pampanga resulted in the rescue of over 1,000 victims of human trafficking and online scams. Also, on October 27, authorities raided SmartWeb Technology, in Pasay City following complaints from some foreign workers about human trafficking. The raid also uncovered a prostitution den, massage parlors, and a torture chamber. Ginong Pangulo, hindi dito nagsimula ang ating laban kontra Pogo. As early as 2022, this representation had already called for hearings on the social cost of Pogos under the Committee on Ways and Means. According to the July 2024 position of the Department of Finance, the annual net cost of allowing offshore gaming operations to continue in the Philippines is almost 10 billion pesos. It's almost 100 billion pesos, sorry, Mr. President. This is an amount that our country cannot afford to lose, especially when weighted against the mounting social costs that Pogos inflict upon our communities. And let's not forget the questionable third-party auditor of PAGCOR. Base sa mga ebidensyang nakalap natin, malinaw na may kahina-hinalang nangyayari sa auditing process. Lumabas na hindi third-party auditor ang meron tayo, kung hindi isang third-party scammer. These financial losses and social costs are just the tip of the iceberg, Mr. President. Beyond the economic impact, our investigations have also uncovered multiple criminal violations tied directly to Alice Go and her cohorts. She is a glaring example of deep flaws in our system, a loophole personified. We discovered that her birth certificate was fake, proving that her real identity had been concealed for years. Siya pala si Guo Huaping. Nagulat na lang ako na schoolmate ko pala siya. She blatantly violated Section 74 in relation to Section 262 of the Omnibus Election Code, which mandates candidates to use their officially registered name when running for office. On top of that, she's also facing serious charges, including tax evasion, human trafficking, and money laundering. Yet, perhaps the most alarming of all, she and her cohorts managed to flee the country without even passing through immigration authorities. But the failure here is not just on individuals, it is institutional. Government agencies were caught asleep on the job. They failed to enforce the law, allowing these criminal enterprises to flourish. For instance, PAGCOR, as the primary regulator, should have been the first line of defense. Turning a blind eye on these operations blatantly violated the law. Even the Anti-Money Laundering Council, as well as banking institutions, fell short in conducting due diligence on suspicious transactions linked to POGO entities. These lapses demand accountability and systemic reform. Alongside the President's declaration to ban POGOs, we must take decisive action to completely eliminate these operations in the country as they continue to evolve. Criminal syndicates are adapting, disguising their activities as business process outsourcing firms and embedding themselves within casinos and resorts, to name a few. This is why we are pursuing the anti-POGO bill to permanently and comprehensively eradicate these operations from our country. Additionally, we have filed the Philippine Civil Registration and Vital Statistics Act to strengthen our identity verification system and prevent similar fraud cases of birth registration. But Mr. President, our investigations have not been in vain. The evidence we have gathered has led us to concrete legal actions against POGO personalities, including Guo Huaping. She is now facing a qualified trafficking case before a Pasig court, a graft case before a Valenzuela court, and a material misrepresentation case before a Tarlac court. The co-warranto petition has also been filed against her in Manila, alongside the petition to cancel her birth certificate in Tarlac. On top of that, she is facing tax evasion charges, as well as perjury and falsification complaints before the Department of Justice. And just recently, the DOJ announced that it will be filing 62 counts of money laundering charges against Alice Guo and her cohorts. These legal actions are proof that our efforts are making an impact, but we must not stop here. We need to ensure full accountability and strengthen our laws so that no criminal syndicates can ever manipulate our systems again. Before I end, let me once again commend Senator Risa Hontiveros for her relentless efforts in exposing these illegal operations. I stand with her in this fight because this is not just about shutting down POGOs, it is also about restoring integrity in our institutions. Hindi natin pwedeng ipagsawalang bahala ang mga natuklasan natin. We must act decisively to protect our national security, uphold the rule of law, and ensure that no Filipino or any individual within our borders falls victim to the nefarious activities ever again. Thank you, Mr. President. Maraming salamat.
Thank you, Senator Gatchalian. Mr. President, there being no Mr. President, may I ask that we recognize the distinguished sponsor and the sponsor of the report, Senator Risa Hontiveros, who is seeking the floor, Mr. President.
What is the pleasure of the Honorable Hontiveros?
With the indulgence of the good majority leader and the good Senate President, Mr. President, if I may make the motions to, after thanking the good gentleman from Valenzuela, to make the motions to close the period of interpellation and after that, close the period
With
of
the permission of the
amendments.
majority leader, the lady may proceed.
Thank you very much, good majority leader and good Mr. President. With thanks to the good gentleman from Valenzuela who has really, for the longest time and most persistently stood not just with this representation, but with the Committee on Women, Children, Family Relations, and Gender Equality, and with the whole Senate against POGO. So my deepest thanks to the good gentleman. If I may, Mr. President, therefore, since no member has expressed the desire to interpellate Mr. President, I move to close the period of interpellation. I so move.
Any objection? Hearing none, motion is approved.
Thank you, Mr. President. And further, no member has also expressed the desire to amend, and I move to close the period of amendments. I so move.
Any objection? Hearing none, motion is approved.
Salamat po, Mr. President. Just as a final note, maraming salamat po sa 19th Congress for supporting this representation through what has turned out to be an extraordinary investigation. Alice Guo, as noted also by the gentleman from Valenzuela, Alice Guo is in jail. POGOs are banned. Slowly, our systems are improving to rescue and protect victims of human trafficking. Mabuhay ang Senado. Mabuhay ang sambayanan. Salamat tabi, Mr. President.
Thank you, Senator Hontiveros. What is the pleasure of the majority
Mr.
leader?
President, with that, I move to approve the recommendations in Committee Report number 514. So move, Mr. President.
Any objection? Hearing none, motion of the majority leader is approved.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. Thank you to our distinguished colleagues headed by Senator Risa Hontiveros. Mr. President, at this juncture, I move that we resume consideration of Senate Bill number 2868 under Committee Report number 342. This is the bill on the Anti-POGO Act of 2024. I so move, Mr. President.
Any objection? Hearing none, motion is approved.
Mr. President, having sponsored the measure, I now move to open the period of interpellations and debate and recognize the distinguished sponsor, Senator Sherwin Gatchalian, and to interpellate our minority leader, Senator Aquilino Coco Pimentel III. So move, Mr. President.
The distinguished sponsor of the measure, Senator Gatchalian, is recognized. Likewise, our distinguished minority floor leader for his interjections. Both gentlemen have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. President. With the permission of our very hardworking and insightful chairman and sponsor, just a few questions in support of the measure, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. President. And I would be more than happy to receive suggestions and also recommendations from our good minority leader.
Mr. President, hindi po ba binan na ito ang POGO ng presidente sa kanyang zona?
Yes, Mr. President, they issued EO 74 to effectively ban POGOs starting year 2025, Mr. President.
So what is now the objective of our measure, Mr. President? Do we need to supplement what the Chief Executive has already done?
Well, Mr. President, this is to institutionalize the ban, Mr. President, so that any president who will enter public service later on cannot revive POGOs, Mr. President. Because as we have proven and through the investigation of Senator Risa and the various committees that we have proven that POGOs is detrimental to public interest as well as it doesn't contribute to our economic welfare.
Mr. President, how did President Marcos outlaw or declare as illegal the POGOs, Mr. President?
Well, Mr. President, he issued EO 74 entitled Immediate Ban of Philippine Offshore Gaming, Internet Gaming, and Other Offshore Gaming Operations in the Philippines and for other purposes, Mr. President. So this EO effectively banned POGOs in our country, Mr. President, starting this year.
But the EO, President Marcos, outlives his term, Mr. President?
Well, Mr. President, unless a new president will revoke this EO, this will stand. But of course, EO, the executive order can be revoked by a president, unlike a law which has to go through the lower house, the upper house, and go through rigorous debates and discussions. It is more difficult to revoke a law that will ban POGOs, Mr. President.
Because a law can only be repealed by a subsequent law.
Correct, Mr. President. So we have to enact another law to repeal this law in case this law will be approved.
So how did can we just know, Mr. President, and make it of record? What are the salient features of the measure under consideration, which now makes it illegal to operate a POGO or a POGO acts, to commit POGO-related acts here in the Philippines, Mr. President?
Well, the most important, Mr. President, is the definition. So we define offshore gaming, which refers to offering or participating in online games of chance or sporting events via internet using a network and software or programming operating within the Philippines, Mr. President, exclusively to offshore players, Mr. President. So we define offshore gaming that it's an online game of chance, exclusively soliciting bets from offshore players, Mr. President. And then we also define Philippine Offshore Gaming Operators or POGO. And it refers to any person or entity organized in the Philippines or any foreign country who conducts offshore gaming operations themselves in the Philippines or through the services of accredited service providers. So these two definitions, Mr. President, are very important so that it captures the operations of POGOs. And once this becomes a law, that definition will become institutionalized, Mr. President.
Yung definition po natin ng POGO ay pati the gaming operations can be done through the services of accredited service providers. Accredited po saan? Kasi we look at page 2, line 24. Meron pong accredited service providers. Where accredited?
Mr. President, they're accredited by various government institutions, Mr. President. Like, for example, PAGCOR, the IPAs, the investment promotion agencies like CESA, like AFAB, Mr. President. So these government agencies accredit these service providers. They accredit the POGOs, and then they also accredit service providers.
That's my point, Mr. President. We only use accredited when referring to service providers, but pagdating dun sa any person or entity who conducts offshore gaming operations themselves, we don't mention whether they're accredited or not. Is that significant, Mr. President? Section 3G po, G, the definition.
Section 3G.
Section 3, paragraph G. Ano ba ito? Wala lang. Bawal lang, diba? Bawal. Yun lang. Ito binabawi lang.
Ah.
Sino nga?
Yeah. Well, Mr. President, I think the point of the minority leader is to put the word accredited before any person.
Parang we are stricter with the service providers. Parang lumalabas na we have already a system to accredit them, and yet si main actor, si Pogo, wala.
Mr. President, the objective here is anyone, whether you're accredited or not,
Yes.
becomes illegal because
Correct.
the service, the POGOs, as we later found out, that a lot of them went underground, no?
Mm.
And a lot of them also don't declare or register with PAGCOR or other government agencies, just to make it clear that entities who are involved in this type of operation, regardless if you are accredited or not, becomes illegal, Mr. President. So that's the
Sige po,
essence.
basta we want to make it illegal.
Yes.
Ang worry ko lang, part of our definition of POGO or offshore gaming is that the players are exclusively offshore players. So, paano kung mahaluan ng domestic players? All of a sudden, you're no longer a POGO?
Mr. President, currently we have what they call inland gaming company. So how PAGCOR regulates it, it's either you're offshore or you're inland or inside the Philippines, Mr. President. So there's a very strict definition between an offshore and an
inland legal, meaning to say domestic players. Pero yung domestic player could be a Filipino citizen, could be a foreigner. For as long as he or she is betting through computer systems located in the Philippines.
Yes, Mr. President.
So could be a foreigner.
Could be a foreigner,
Okay.
Mr. President.
Ano, yun ang nga problema ko, Mr. President. Yung inland na legal, paano kung slowly haluan nila ng offshore?
Well, Mr. President, technically they regulate the bets by determining where the bets are coming, through IP addresses and through firewalls. For example, in the case of Pogo, Pogos cannot get inland betting or bets from the Philippines. And the way to determine that is they have firewalls and technical assurances, Mr. President. In the same manner with Pigos or inland gaming operators, they cannot get offshore gaming, Mr. President. So there's a technical firewall to determine where you get your bets, Mr.
And
President.
this technical firewall is inspected by what government agency?
By PAGCOR, Mr. President. They have technical capabilities to audit these operations.
And wala pa pong na-inventong recent technology to circumvent or to give the impression that you are inland although you are offshore?
But Mr. President, PAGCOR also employs third-party auditors, Mr. President, for the technical purposes. So they also require, let's say, the onshore or the inland gaming companies to submit certifications that they don't get bets from offshore, Mr. President.
So does the sponsor trust the third-party accreditation or certifications secured by PAGCOR? Doesn't the sponsor have any past experience with a third-party certification, Mr.
Correct,
President?
Mr. President. You're absolutely correct, Mr. President. I know the minority leader also filed a resolution to investigate that. Yes, Mr. President, they're absolutely correct that these third-party auditors can be abused. That's why it's incumbent with PAGCOR to make sure that they get credible third-party companies, and as well as themselves, Mr. President. I know that PAGCOR has sufficiently built up its technical capability to determine if the bets are coming from inland or from offshore.
Siyempre yung mga colorum or rogue or guerrilla na POGO operations, they can dispense with the firewall. Di ba? So that means they can accept bets from offshore and from
Yes, Mr.
inland
President.
and
Correct.
domestic players.
Yeah.
Sige.
But those are illegal, Mr. President.
Yes.
That's why we urge the local government units to be very vigilant if they have illegal POGO operators in their jurisdiction. Because you're right, Mr. President, that pag illegal ka, you can do virtually
Kasi
anything.
Nga, yes, yun na nga. So
Yeah.
can we just make sure na they cannot make the argument na I'm not a POGO because I accept also domestic bets. So yun po. Basta illegal sila. There must be a way to determine na illegal ka, bawal yung ginagawa mo, although you have diluted the definition of POGO or offshore gaming.
Yeah. Well, Mr. President, if you are, let's say, if you want to operate gaming, whether it's inland or offshore, you have to go to PAGCOR and get a license.
Yes.
And PAGCOR only allows two types of licenses, offshore and inland, Mr. President. There's no mix of both, Mr. President. And that's why in this particular law, we're now outlawing or banning the offshore part.
Correct.
We're only allowing the inland, Mr. President.
Basta klaro po yun. Okay.
Yeah,
So
that's clear,
sige
Mr.
po.
President.
And then, so is it clear that the chief implementer of the law is PAGCOR in the sense that it is the lack of a PAGCOR license which is the main evidence to convict the criminal or the perpetrator?
Well, Mr. President, in our proposal, Mr. President, we empowered the DOJ to be the lead agency because it has to cut across different agencies, like for example AMLAC and DILG and DOLE. So we appointed DOJ as the lead implementer, but PAGCOR is part of the group that will craft the IRR, Mr. President.
But hindi po ba it's the lack of a PAGCOR license which is the chief or primary evidence that you are violating the law?
Yes, Mr. President.
Ganun po ba? Ganun po yun, di ba?
Correct. One of which, Mr.
So
President.
dapat ang tutok niyan na oversight sa PAGCOR, they should not be issuing the license pursuant to this law, to this bill.
Yes, Mr. President. In section in section 5, Mr. President, we also
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We remove we remove from PAGCOR and other government agencies to issue licenses and permits, Mr.
Yes,
Mr. President. So in other words, they no longer have the authority to issue licenses and permits insofar as POGOs are concerned.
And even outstanding licenses, yung already issued, no matter the lifetime, are considered revoked.
Yes, Mr. President. Correct.
Yes, Mr. President. So basta ganun po kaklaro na it's a policy. The policy to ban POGOs is now embodied in a penal law.
Yes,
Okay.
Mr. President. Correct.
Yes, Mr. President. At saka may petsa ata. So it's beginning pero this is still a bill. So
Oo nga.
if this bill will we amend the date, the starting date?
Well, Mr. President, the bill will be enforced after its
Yes.
after its effectivity.
So
Mr. President.
we will the effectivity date of the total ban for POGOs, we will change in the bill.
Yes, Mr. President.
Depending on when it will be passed.
Correct, Mr. President. Tama.
So with that, Mr. President, we congratulate our sponsor and the authors. I think Senator Joel is also
Yeah,
an author.
Mr. President, there are a lot of
And
authors
of course,
in this
Senator
bill.
Risa, who conducted the investigation. So congratulations. And of course, we have to also give credit to the President who made the executive action already banned POGOs.
Correct.
So we're
So
just
we're just institutionalizing.
it na by law. So maraming salamat po and congratulations.
Thank you, Mr. President. Well, among